Hola, this is the second part of the guide, video guide to En Linea 3.0. In the first part, we covered the first sections of the program, Contextos, Fotonovela, Pronunciación y Cultura. Now we're going to go into the other tabs. Let's see first Estructura. The Estructura section is the section that presents the grammar. Each lesson includes 4 different grammar points. 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, and 1-4 for lesson 1. It is very important that you cover all these grammar points. So in the first section, the first point of lesson 1, such as in Contextos, you're going to see a tutorial. There is a tutorial for each grammar section. It is very, very important that you view this tutorial. That's how you're going to understand the grammar and understand it in the context. For example, 1.4 is a section about the time. It is hard to understand it just reading from the textbook or the e-book. That's why you have a tutorial. Let's listen a little bit the tutorial about 1.4.
Buenos días.
Telling time.
Today we'll start by watching a clip from the fotonovela.
¿Qué hora es?
Son las 4:10.
In Spanish, like in English, the verb to be, ser, is used to tell time. Use es plus la with una to say it's 1 o'clock. Es la una.
As you can see in that little short section, the video clip is showing you, the tutorial is showing you a section of the soap opera, of the fotonovela, as well as bringing back the vocabulary and now presenting you the first grammar point or the second grammar point. Every one of those tutorials are in Spanish and in English. It's bilingual. Actually, the person that recorded that video, those little tutorials, is the author, one of the authors of the book, Blanco. He is going to explain everything in Spanish and in English. So you have 2 profesores. He is one and I'm the other one. So after you watch this short video, you can actually start practicing these different activities that will help you to practice the time. This is the first one, which you can see it's a written activity. Then there might be other activities. This is also a written activity. And there might be other activities like this one, which is a recording. However, I don't think that this is assigned. Yes, it is assigned. So this is an activity where you're going to work with the information you learn, the grammar you learn, but you're going to actually be speaking, you're going to be talking. By the way, I wanted to clarify that if you choose not to have an e-partner, you have to make sure that you do both parts of the activity. For example, in this activity, which is not necessarily the one, any activity, this actually happened to be assigned, there are 2 students. One is going to ask a question, the other one is going to answer. If you choose not to do it with an e-partner, you must be both students. You can't just be one of them. Let's see another one. In this one, you have to answer the questions based on your knowledge. Again, you should read the question, ask the question, and answer. You have to be both partners. Okay? After you go over the 4 sections of the grammar, you're going to complete recapitulación. Recapitulación is just a review of point 1.1, point 1.2, point 1.3, and 1.4. You don't need to print this unless you want to, but you can if you wish to. So there are different activities here Some of them might be assigned, some are not. Recapitulación helps you to summarize everything related to the grammar. There is always a quiz that will cover lesson 1 through 4. This is assigned. As every activity, you can complete it twice. After that, we're going to Adelante, which is the last tab before you go into the test, the prueba. As you see, again, there are all these different links here that you're going to cover to actually put together everything you learn in lesson 1 or lesson 2 in each lesson. You're going to put together the language with the vocabulary, with the grammar, with the culture. Everything will be here summarized, and you can actually meaningfully use everything you've studied. So here you can see that there's a little reading comprehension with a little cartoon of Mafalda, which is one of my favorite Argentinian cartoon. And you read it, and there might be before previewing activities and post-viewing activities. Okay? Again, you have to check if it's assigned. Then there's escritura, which is a writing assignment. You don't have to complete it because it's never assigned, this activity. There's a listening activity that usually is completed. It is assigned, I'm sorry, like in this case, and it has to do with another just listening type of activity. Then en pantalla, which means in screen, as you can see, this is a little ad. You're going to watch a video with a little ad about MasterCard in Spanish. These are very interesting ads from different TV channels, and this is from Univision or Telemundo, etc. You can watch the video. You can watch it, play, watch it in Spanish.
Aperitivo. $8 con Mastercard. Plato principal, $15. Postre.
So you can see that you can actually have it in Spanish or in English. I recommend you to work on your listening skills, watching the videos with the Spanish transcript. Then there might be some activities assigned, and again, you should go and watch an assignment, check assignments to see if that particular activity is assigned or not. And here's the Adelante section. Okay, let's go back to Adelante. After En Pantalla, we see Flash Cultura. These are great cultural video. These are all videos that are done in settings in the Spanish-speaking country, like this one is in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and they're all at the beginning bilingual, and then eventually they are in Spanish. So this is about Plaza de Mayo. It's a fabulous activity, a video in Buenos Aires, in Argentina. And there are some activities related to that video. Fabulous cultural activity, cultural video. Finally, there's a section called Panorama. Panorama includes in each chapter different Spanish-speaking countries and Estados Unidos y Canada. When you go into another country, you're going to see another lesson, you're going to see another country, in this case Puerto Rico, and you're going to be able to learn a little bit about the culture, information about it in Spanish and in English. You're going to read about the places like El Morro in Puerto Rico, las artes, la salsa, las ciencias, el observatorio de Arecibo, a little bit la historia, and here we can see that the Spanish is introduced more because it's at the end of the lesson, and there is a little activity at the end, which is usually assigned. There's a video at the end to present a little bit information about Puerto Rico. These are fabulous videos that you will have to watch in order to complete that activity. This concludes all the tab and all the information for each lesson. Let me go back to Adelante, lesson 1. Once you're done, you will be able to take the prueba. The prueba is the chapter test, which you could only complete once. There's only one attempt, unless you have a technical problem, and you should contact me before you open the second attempt if you have to. You won't be able to see it right now. The tests include reading, listening, and writing. There's not speaking in the test. The vocabulario presented in the lesson is at the end. This is a bilingual dictionary, and you can hear a little bit of the dictionary.
Saludos.
Hola.
So this actually shows you, you know, all the lesson, all the vocabulary. Finally, I wanted to tell you there are two dictionaries here that you can use. This is the Vista Higher Learning Dictionary. Hopefully it will open. If you don't have Adobe Shockwave, it will download it for you. I guess I didn't have it downloaded. So let's wait a little bit to see if it opens. It's coming. Takes a little bit. Just wanted to show you actually that it will allow you to download if you don't have it right here. So you can see a word from Español to Inglés and from English to Español. Okay. These are only dictionary words that are included in Vista Higher Learning in our program. If you wish to read more, this actually includes a real dictionary from English to Spanish and from Spanish to English. There's a verb wheel, which is going to be very helpful when you start conjugated verbs. So, for example, if I want the verb hablar, which is to speak, in the present tense, you can see all the verb, all the conjugation here. And finally, there is some grammar glossary here. If you don't remember what is, for example, a direct object or indirect object, you can see it right here. Okay? One more word. If you're going to work with an e-partner, make sure that you don't actually go here to find the e-partner. So let's say you want to find an e-partner. If you want to find an e-partner, you should actually come here and find your e-partner in the activity you're about to record. Find an e-partner right here. Do not go right here to this link. Go directly to the activity that you are going to work with an e-partner. Make sure that both have the same browser. And if you work with an e-partner, it is highly recommended that both have microphones and headphones. It is much, much better for sound system, for echo. So that's something that you should know. And you can work with an e-partner perhaps in a couple of activities or in some lessons, in other. You're not required. As you saw, it is in the syllabus. It is recommended but not required. This concludes the second part of the video guide for En Linea.